Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Foyne Jones Show. We are now recording. I'm joined for this bonus podcast by a very, very special guest, Rob Sidwells from Autosmart. Rob, how you doing, mate? You're a podcast veteran. You've been on one or two before, I've been told.
Well, just one before. This is the second ever one, so let's see how
there you go. Once, twice, three times a podcast veteran. You're nearly there, mate. There's a little story, actually. If you make it 3 times onto the Foyne Jones Show, we give you a hat-trick ball.
Is that right?
Yeah, I borrowed the idea from the Soccer AM glory days, to be fair. I can't. It's more Lovejoy and Rushton's idea, but I took that through. But in this show, it's going to be a really interesting one because I think what you and your business offer, especially many people in our sector, is you offer them a chance to do something very different and actually start a journey which can be very lucrative and very life-changing. So we're going to come on to that and get some real examples. But just for the benefit of my connections, for those of you who don't know what you do and who you are, just take a moment to introduce yourself and tell us all about you and the wider business, please, Rob.
Brilliant. Thanks, Pete. So I'm Rob Sidwells. I'm Sales Director for Autosmart for UK and Ireland. So been with the business for the last 15 years. Been a real journey, really. So I joined as a graduate 15 years ago, trained in various different departments of the business, and found myself here. Fantastic business to work for, still privately owned, real passionate owners. But I'd say the key thing that keeps me at Autosmart is the fact it's franchised. So you are dealing with independent business owners day in, day out, and there is nothing like it. There's nothing like dealing with people that have got skin in the game, and it's their business and they're driving it forward.
Every interaction counts then, if you've got skin in the game, to use your word, doesn't it? Everything matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic people, all walks of life. Out there making success and driving their businesses forward. No 2 days the same.
And your journey itself, 15 years from entry, from graduate level up to leading in the business as sales director. You've been through some interesting times on that journey. If you look at when that begun and what the world's been through, and just the political landscape, the pandemic, the soft Brexit, the hard Brexit, the Brexit, all of those situations we've had to navigate to the here and now. How are you finding business at the moment as a group?
We're having a really good year again. We're just about to finish at the end of our financial year, so another year of growth. And we were good in the pandemic. Luckily, lots of people were cleaning more, which really suited us. We were able to still go out on the road, so we had our best ever year from COVID, and it's just built on from there. More franchisees than ever joining the network, existing franchisees, taking it to the next level. It really is year on year building strength to strength.
Fantastic. And how would you, to someone listening to this show, one of my listeners working in the building industry, the construction industry, the design industry, how would you describe Autosmart to someone who doesn't know what you do?
I'd say like nothing else. So in terms of culture, family feel, supportive, you're in business for yourself but not by yourself, there to support you every step of the way. But such a unique concept that in the marketplace that we haven't got particular competitors that can offer what we do.
So talk us through the concept, Rob. Just bring that to life for us as well, because I think that's going to blow a few people's minds when you actually bring that to life. It certainly blew my mind when I was lucky enough to be invited to Gatwick to actually be part or become part and feel it. So just describe that for us, Rob.
Yeah, and that's where we're really different to anything out in the marketplace. So we drive a mobile showroom, stocked full of vehicle cleaning products, maintenance products, and we take the showroom to the customer. So, sometimes it's been described as we're faster than Amazon. You take the truck, you get the person on the van, see what they need, they get it there and then. There's no mail order, there's no looking behind the screen. It's a people business. You're shaking hands eye to eye with people and really building those connections that you don't get from mail order and ordering from behind the screen. So, and it's a bit different in this day and age. In the world of online shopping. We are the complete opposite.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up working on a market stall. My granddad's selling fruit and veg, so it was a very touchy-feely, bantery environment where, and again, and I liken this a little bit to the mobile showroom. If we didn't sell our stock, we didn't eat that weekend. There was that element of pressure there that we've bought it, we've got to sell it. So you develop all those skills around it, and I can honestly say, I think that some of the strokes and techniques I learned as a young lad on my granddad's fruit and veg stall down North End Road, Fulham, I probably still use today in the boardroom, on a telephone call, in a video call, face to face, because they become part of your DNA, they become part of your personality. What I'm fascinated by is going back in time to the Autosmart story, because it's a phenomenal business. It's a phenomenal business. But where did it begin, and how has the concept evolved over such a period of time?
That's a good question. So it's 45 years old this year. So 45th anniversary for the company. There's various promotional stuff out in the marketplace people start to see soon. But it's a concept that the founder, I think, saw over in America, brought it back to the UK and built it from there. And then the current management team took the business over in 2003 and have just taken it from strength to strength from there. But it's so different. It's the combination of the mobile showroom and the franchisee with head office support. But 45 years old this year.
Fantastic. 45 years young, looking towards the future. So let's go into your role now. So you've been on the journey that's took you to the position now. So what does your role involve on a week by week, month by month basis? What do you get up to in your role, Rob?
Could be anything. So I still
give us some examples.
So I still spend days on the showroom with franchisees, so out and about, checking that they've got the coaching they need from their regional manager, out in the marketplace, meeting customers from all different levels. So it could be our national account customers, or it could be one of our franchisees' local customers. It could be anyone, but definitely not sat behind the desk. So
not for you.
Not for me.
Not for you. I guess that by when you said, well, if you're getting a studio in Brighton, I'm in Gatwick next week, we could do that. There was you definitely. Yeah. Where's home for you? What part of the UK are you from?
In the Midlands, so just north of Birmingham. Yeah.
Okay.
So bang in the middle, can get to the UK and Ireland pretty easy. But sitting behind the desk is not for me. I think that's why I love the business and the job, because it's not that. It's out and about, meeting people. Driving things forward.
Fantastic. So let's talk then about what Autosmart as a business could offer our listeners. And I know there's different pathways we can go down. We've got to go down the most obvious and appealing route of becoming a business owner and becoming a franchisee, but there's also some other career pathways as well. So let's take the first and the most prominent there, Rob, from a franchise opportunity. And lots of our listeners will have gone to the franchise shows. They will be talking to everything from football coaching to bathroom showrooms to every single opportunity to a big fast food restaurant. They're all there. What's the uniqueness and attraction of becoming part of the Autosmart family and the Autosmart community?
Well, I think certainly at the minute we're on a huge growth phase. So there are some opportunities available in the UK. So it's always worth checking on the website and seeing what opportunities are there. But for us, what we offer is, like I said earlier, it's being in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So you've got a huge backup of head office. You've got a dedicated regional business manager that will show you our sales process and our business model and be with you every step of the way, side by side coaching, making sure everything is going to plan. But that plan's not our plan. It's what your plan is. You get out of the business what you put in. And I'd say that's the unique bit of Autosmart. It's an owner-operator business, and it really is. It's what you want to get out of it, and the more you put in, the more you get out.
So that owner operator piece, all right, that's the uniqueness of it for me, Rob. So can we, if you've got time, and I really would love to just dive that a little bit deeper into that. And one of the things I'd love you to do is just walk me through a week in the life of a franchisee, an own and operator franchisee. What would they be doing? What would be the challenges they face? What would their world look like? Because that's the message I want people to connect with when they listen to this show.
Yeah, so you'd have your own exclusive area. Within that, you'd have a warehouse where it'd be stocked full of your Autosmart products. And you'd have a mobile showroom, which typically is 12 ton and bigger. You start your day, you fill your showroom from your warehouse, early doors. You'll have a real mix of existing customers to go and see on your route, and you'll have some business development opportunities. So none of our areas are what we call a virgin area. They've all got some existing sales. And you go and see 20 customers throughout the day, and you are driving your showroom to the customer's premises. And you're there, you're seeing what they need, and you are fulfilling their needs right there and then. And I'd say what really helps and makes a difference is our products are really good, and they genuinely make customers' lives a bit easier.
Fantastic.
They might make the job a bit quicker, they might make it a bit better, they might make it a bit easier, but they will do something that will make the customers' lives a bit easier. And while you're there, it's a bit of banter. It's a guy or girl you see every 4 weeks. You've not seen them for a bit. You chat about the football, you service the products they need, and then you go on to your next call and your next call.
Well, listen, the talking about the football is going to hit a few of my listeners, because it's never my podcast without some football. Do you follow a team, Rob? Have you got a club dear to your heart?
No, I follow your parent club, Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, that's been said in many, many shows. I've had a few Gooners on, and they, Arsenal B, Arsenal Youth, Arsenal Vets, depends what way you look at it. But, with Messieurs Leno, Iwobi, Smith Rowe, and an injured Reece Nelson, we seem to be having it off, really. I think it's, I mean, look, if someone had pinched me back in 97 when we were in the old 4th division that we'd be signing £30 million players from the Arsenal, I would have said, you're having a laugh. But back then, I wouldn't have even dreamt I'd ever see Fulham play at Highbury. So I did. We only played there once before it got knocked down, and we lost 4-1. We did score first. No, we played there twice. We drew 0-0 and lost 4-1. First season was good, actually. We had a good team then. Second season, we scored a lob and we got blown away. But normally our games against the Arsenal involve Thierry Henry scoring 3 or 4 and us getting battered. But we've held our own in the last couple of seasons. I remind the Arsenal fans that we took 4 points off them last year, which could have had a deciding fact. I'll be honest, this year at the Cottage, VAR done us a big favour in the last minutes. But we had the audacity to go 1-0 up, and we kept ourselves in it. And whether you like VAR or not, you can't argue with it. But so, are you from the Midlands, Rob?
Yeah, so
where's the link to Arsenal come?
Today, the whole family are an Arsenal fan.
Really?
All the family are. Yeah, my dad, my brother, my cousins. We're all Arsenal fans. So somewhere it must trace back to somebody coming up from North London.
Possibly. There's normally a link, or sometimes it's as simple as like a favourite player or a favourite cup final or a favourite moment. And you hear all the stories. I support Fulham because I grew up in Fulham and I don't have any choice. My granddad didn't give me any choice. He was a Fulham fan. It used to frustrate me a bit when I went to school because Chelsea were in Division 1 playing Liverpool and Arsenal, and Fulham are in the old 4th division playing like Carlisle and Barnet. I'm like thinking, this don't work out too well, but it is what it is. So all right, so Arsenal fan from the Midlands, sales director at Autosmart, and we're going to, after the break, Rob, we're going to dive down that a little bit deeper and talk about the steps which some of our listeners may be interested in taking to become part of the Autosmart family. Yeah, because I think that's really important. We'll then talk about what you look for in a potential franchisee, because it's not just about here's my skin in the game, here's my dough. It's not about that. It's about actually what we look for. And I really want to bring to life as well. Because it blew me away when I was at Gatwick, the sheer diversity of the customers you could be selling to, because it's so diverse, and that's important. And we'll finish the episode by getting from you your thoughts on Arsenal's season. No, I'm not going to let you get away. I'm not going to let you get away without a little bit of that. And also advice to your younger self, what you would say to the up and coming generation of sales directors, graduates, to look out for their opportunity. So we'll see you after the break. Thank you so much for being part of the Foy and Jones Show.
When it comes to bricks, there's only one company to speak with. ET Clay have something for every brick project. With over 400 products across our 2 depots, we are the builder's merchant, brick merchant.
Thanks so much for listening. We're here again on our bonus podcast of Season 8. I'm joined by Rob Sidwells, the Sales Director of Autosmart. The first half of the show, we found out he's an Arsenal fan. We've learned that his career spanned 15 years. And we know now just what it would mean to be part of the Autosmart family. But Rob, just going into that, if you could sum up what Autosmart do in a 30, 40-second pitch, how would you sell it to an audience at the Emirates? What would you say if they said, there you go, centre spot? What do Autosmart really do?
So if I was at the Emirates in the middle of the stadium, we've just finished North London Forever, I'd say, Autosmart, we make and deliver exceptional vehicle cleaning products. We make products that make our customers' lives easier, and they are serviced throughout the UK via franchise network. So you're always going to be dealing with a fellow business owner. They'll have your best interests at heart. They'll give you exceptional service, and the products will make a difference to what you're doing. So whether you're cleaning something, maintaining something, making it clean, dirt, shiny, whatever it is, we've got the products for it.
And 45, and that was brilliant, by the way. That was brilliant, and it's a bit cheeky of me to ask that, but I think sometimes when you go strip it right down, that's so important, and so much passion came through from you there when you was talking about it. 45 years of history, an amazing route to market, amazing diversity of customers. When people are getting in touch and they're saying, look, sadly, I've been made redundant. I've got a big payout. I'm looking at investing my money and doing something for myself, or setting myself up in my own business. What are you looking for in that conversation? What are you looking for from the people that you invite in and you really talk to, and they become a franchisee?
We're looking mainly, passion, and often the common thread between our franchisees is we've got an interest in the marketplace. We've got an interest in something automotive, whether it's cars, whether it's trucks, whether it's motorbikes, whether it's tractors. If you're interested in the marketplace, it's a massive, massive leg up. And other than that, that's pretty much it. The passion, the drive, the want to be independent, be your own boss, make a difference for yourself. And it's that we're not looking for anybody with sales experience. We coach the rest of it. We want the right raw materials, and we'll build the rest from there.
And those raw materials are obviously something that's very, very, that it's a key North Star, isn't it? For this, these are the attributes that make you successful.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, that's it. It's hard work, determination, that resilience to keep going, and being practical and hands-on. And other than that, we will coach people the rest.
Amazing. Amazing.
Anyone that's interested, have a look. And we've got it's a really robust process that we go through. We say no to a lot more people than we say yes, and you get to have a go yourself before you even start looking.
Again, I've asked this to a lot of franchise-led businesses, but how do people take the no? How do they? Because it's like, I want to give you this. Please have my money. No, how does that play out sometimes?
Not particularly well. So they think we're mad that we're not just going to take their money and let them have a go. But it's not right. It's got to be the right business. And the average of franchisee status is 15 years now. We make sure it's a long-term business relationship. We want it right for both parties.
That's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not just here to take money and keep churning franchisees. We want people to get in business with us and stay in business.
Fantastic. So Can we talk about some of the success stories you've had? You know, the backgrounds of where people have come from and what they've achieved. Because I know there's been some phenomenal success when people have entered at a level and really grown. Have you got some examples you could share with us, Rob?
People have joined us from all sorts of different industries: electricians, valeters, HGV drivers. The list is endless. But one of the stories that always sticks in my head is there's a guy who joined us, really young in life, young in his career. One of our youngest franchisees, actually. And he took the risk. He borrowed the money for the business, for his investment from his parents. He had a really robust business plan, a date and time that he wanted to pay them back, and ended up paying them back like 2 years early. Put the money in a Christmas card, didn't tell them, wrote them the final check. They opened the Christmas card, the money's paid off, and he's gone on to be so successful. To be able to support his family, and there's people that have managed to build their own houses and really enjoy the fruits of the labour they've earned. They work really hard for it.
I could just tell by how you're coming to life talking about it. You take a lot of pride in seeing the success, don't you?
Yeah, and I think that's the key part for us in the sales team at Autosmart. You've got to get enjoyment from others' success. We're not the star of the show; the franchisees are.
I can say from my experience, from the outside looking in, any time I've spoken to any of your team, whether that's the boys I met at Gatwick who were phenomenal. We were there at silly o'clock. It was like 5:20 past 5 or something like that when I rocked up in the morning, and it was buzzing, it was busy, it was amazing. And I think because I'm kind of from that construction trade world, I just naturally felt at home there, if that makes sense. But an amazing welcome there. I spoke to some of the head office team, the franchise recruitment team, the sales recruitment team, and again, really good experiences, super professional, and with an angle on we know what's right, and we kind of are doing the right thing by having standards and having processes. So if I was interested, what would be my first steps to start making this journey? Who would I talk to? Who would be the entry point? Would it be yourself? Would it be the head office, the website? Where would we go?
Yeah, if you enter the website, you'd see the opportunities are available, register interest, and you'd get a call. So you'd get a call from our franchise recruitment team, and they'd start to explain the opportunity, and just start from there if there seems like there's match from both sides. And assuming there is, we'd send a quick survey to send out that gives you an idea of if you're going to enjoy the marketplace and enjoy the franchise. And assuming that's all fine, which most of the time it is, you'd come and see us. If it wasn't quite for you, we'd give you some feedback and say we think this type of franchise would perhaps be more suitable. But then you come in for a discovery session and start to talk about what the opportunity is.
Fantastic.
From there, you go out with some franchisees, you get to see what a day in the life is, and then you come back and see us for a final couple of days where we take you out on the van and you have a go.
Yeah.
You go out, you knock some doors for a day, and you get the feel for the products in the marketplace.
I'm still waiting for my day out on the van. I was promised one. I was promised one. I was, I was very confident at that point. I'm like, they're going to make me try and actually sell again. That'll be fun. But actually, some of the environments that, you went through some of them. It could be agriculture, it could be industrial, it could be car showrooms, it could be factories. Whereas there's so many different opportunities and customers. It's such a diverse customer base, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Literally anyone. Everyone's got a floor, everyone's got hands. We do floor cleaners, hand cleaners, but you could be going from a funeral directors to a Ferrari showroom to agricultural resales to abattoirs we deal with. It is just a wide spectrum of anybody that's cleaning.
Does that vary geographically? Like obviously, our if you look demographically and the way business works. If you get into more rural areas, there'll be that type of customer footprint. If you get into the urban areas, where I'm from, you're going to be that type of footprint. If you're down where I am now on the south coast, where you've got the Brightons and the Eastbournes, but you've got the Sussex Downs and you've got the countryside as well. You could have a real mix of customers then, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the city patches are particularly urban. Some of the far out ones are more rural, and then most really are a mix. You get to the seaside towns, motorhomes, camper vans, caravan parks are all massive customers for us.
Yeah, mate. And again, and that's just. I'd like, I'm an ex-sales director, right? So so I'm already. I'm just coming to life thinking like almost everywhere I turn, there's an opportunity. Like prior to this, I was driving down the M23 past Gatwick, and almost, if I think about it, every junction there's a business development plan or a sales opportunity all the way down, isn't there? It's
you see the world from a different lens. Anywhere you cross, you're looking, you're thinking, oh, what could they be cleaning? What do they do there? Even when you're on holiday and you fly over to Spain, you're looking, thinking, I wonder if they clean much out here.
And for the individuals that are interested, they make their investment, they put their blood, sweat, toil and tears in, they bring their passion, they bring their A game, they ride that roller coaster of good day, bad day, highs, lows, but they're making the magic happen for them. Can it become very lucrative? Is it a slow burn, medium burn? What's the rewards like? What's in it for me in terms of return and payback on my investment?
The rewards are there, can be significant, and it is very much owner operator. The more you put in, the more you get out. And what I'd say is, if people are interested and see an opportunity on the website, give us a call and have a look at the detail. I think there are franchisees. There are fantastic rewards out there for people who want to do it.
Fantastic, brilliant. Okay, so. What I'm going to say to any of my listeners now, if you're seeing a short form video clip on LinkedIn and you're coming into the podcast for the first time, if you're a regular listener and you know me and we're connected, if you're watching us on YouTube, whatever it is, and you want to know more about Autosmart and what Rob's talking about, you can reach out to Rob directly. You can go through the Autosmart website. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we put links to everything you do on all of the content we share, and we'll make it really easy to reach out. And I say this to anyone listening: if you want some independent input on what it's like, what a day would look like, what it would mean, the people you'd be around, I would happily talk to anyone and give them my thoughts and feedback. So we'll share that. We'll make that ease of contact as available as we can, because actually I think those 45 years of success are just the starting point for Autosmart. I see it being something that's going to, it stands out, and I think it's the uniqueness that makes it stand out so much. That's where I come from it. And I went in from, I've seen the vans around, I've seen the brand, but I never really understood it. And now I do. The comparisons I had were completely wrong.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like the trade's best secret. It's once you sort of understand the brand and the concept, you think, this is good. Well,
hopefully when the Foy and Jones show listeners get hold of it, it'll become less of a secret. But actually, we'll see where it is. So let's talk then about about other opportunities, because there's sales opportunities for individuals to join the business as well, isn't there, Rob?
Yeah, that's right. So we run a franchise ourselves in the Crawley area, and we've got some sales rep opportunities there at the moment. So again, a great opportunity for people if they're looking to get into the marketplace. If they are thinking about the concept and thinking, what would it be like to work in it first before they maybe took the jump to be a franchise. A lot of our salespeople across the UK, or even from Gatwick, have been in a sales role, been employed, learned the trade, and then gone off to be a franchise in the future.
Fantastic. And that's something which I think, as a soft entry point to actually, genuinely, if you're out and about and you're seeing these products being sold and you're building relationships with the customers and you can see how that bolts together, that immediately becomes attractive, doesn't it? Takes me back to what some of my old governors used to say to me, and I know it's a long time ago when I've worked for anyone other than me, but I go back to my early career, and it was, treat this as if it was your own business, make a decision as if it's your money, do this, do that. And actually, it is their money now if they're going into it, isn't it? And those decisions suddenly become quite scary, but quite exciting and quite lucrative as well.
Yeah, you get the independence. You get to be your own boss is one of the big slogans we use when recruiting, because it really is. It's the independence. That's the reason franchisees love it and stay with us for so long.
It's amazing, really. When I was a young sales rep for a builder's merchant, I used to have a portfolio of customers in southeast London, then in southwest London, and and I used to have lots of small builders and large builders, and you always used to feel a lot of pressure from the large builders and what they needed, and then you'd meet some of the smaller builders, the father and son teams, the one man bands there, and it was only as I matured in age and when I launched my own business that I realised how smart those one or two man businesses you would have to be to compete with the larger groups, but they may deliver a little bit more on service. They kind of are more trustworthy, and actually the respect I have for them now, if I go back to my younger self, would be so much more, because having 10 or 15 of them dealing with you is actually a lot more fun than having one big demanding account bullying you every day, and you're nodding, so you're a sounder, you get what I'm saying, don't you? So it's something that you learn, and I think we've taken that into a recruitment perspective, really, because from a Foyne Jones side, we look for partnerships and relationships rather than vacancies. I don't want 1 million vacancies. I want to have 10 great partnerships where we're adding value. The individuals that are joining the business are doing well and we're growing together. That's what I look for from my side. And it is interesting when you talk about, the owner-operator piece. So thank you, Rob. I mean, from the podcast side, I think we've been on the full journey now. What I would encourage all of my listeners to do is to actually give this opportunity a chance. Sadly, there are people in the construction suppliers, the KBB sector, where businesses are closing, jobs are under pressure, there are payouts, there are redundancies. So they may be looking at what to do next. Equally, a lot of our listeners may now be paying off their mortgages. They may be in a situation where they've inherited money or their investments are paying out and you still want to do something else. This is almost, I imagine, a break away from the corporate world, but something equally exciting, and that's the message I want to get up. So get there. So Rob, thank you so much for talking about Autosmart. You crazily or passionately mentioned you're a gooner, all right? Yeah. And I can take the Iwobi and the Leno. I'm all right with that because they've added value to Fulham. Apart from when Leno got tackled at West Ham the other night. I don't know if you see that. That was probably it's the first mistake. Right, West Ham, first game for Graham Potter. Fulham, 78% possession, 16 shots. It's 0-0, bad pass, 1-0 down. Then Leno gets tackled by young Danny Ings, 2-0 down. And I mean, it's that bad. We're just thinking, he's not made a mistake in about 100 games for us. How's that happen? But there you go. But Iwobi's playing having the form of his life. So I'm happy to be Arsenal reserves or Arsenal second team. Now, I'm going to put this on there. We've had the VAR, we've had the red cards, we've had the kicking the ball away, with Arsenal fans, there's all this frustration. I'm going to ask you a very simple question, football question, listeners, and forgive me for this. Do you think Arteta's doing a good job?
Yes. Yeah.
Why is he so unpopular with everyone else other than Arsenal fans?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he is a bit, he's passionate.
Yeah.
He enjoys the celebration. He is part of it's part of him, isn't it? It's part of the club. And I don't know what it is with Arsenal, but everyone else can see what we need and we never do it. We need a striker and we won't sign one. I don't get it. The whole world can see what they need. Yeah.
So that lack of goal scoring, the vulnerability sometimes in the higher pressure situations. And look, I'm saying this as a Fulham fan. We're just happy. We're happy to be anywhere above fourth bottom, and we're in the top half, so we'll take that. But how do you think the season will play out? Because you've got a job to do at Newcastle now, haven't you? That's going to be hard.
Yeah, and we don't like going to St James's, so I think that's going to be tough. I was there a few years ago, and it's a tough atmosphere up there. Yeah. For whatever reason, it's like the days of old with Stoke. They just don't fancy Newcastle away. I think it's Liverpool's title, unfortunately. I think they'll see it through.
Yeah, I mean, we was in the semi-final last year, and we just didn't have enough. We led against Liverpool, but we just never had enough, and it was so frustrating because for us, we've only been to one cup final, 1975. We lost it. It's my 50th birthday this year, right, next month actually, and maybe we'll do it again. You don't know, but I'm going to Newcastle actually next weekend. We play on the Saturday. Yeah, I'm flying up from Heathrow on the Friday. I'm doing a 10k run for Men's Mental Health with one of my clients on the Saturday morning, and then I'm going to Newcastle away. So
it's great all there for the northeast.
Yeah,
love it.
I know. The funny thing is, I've been to so many football grounds, and there's some special places, and I'm looking forward to it. How it plays out. You never know with Fulham. You don't know what comes out, but you think so. From an Arsenal perspective, you think the title's going to go to Liverpool, yeah?
I think so. I think it's a stretch too far. They've been lucky. They've not had many injuries, have they? If they
you're missing Saka, aren't you?
Oh, massive miss. And then when Yeri got injured, he was looked like the stand-in.
Yeah.
The defence, we just had fullback after fullback injured. I don't know what's happened this season. We just lost a lot of players.
Yeah. It's interesting as well because I know I asked the Arteta question. I never really gave any substance behind it. I think it's a bit unfair. I don't think he does that much. He's like, if he was my manager, I'd be like, yeah, good. Silva was always getting sent off in the early days. Yeah. He was always getting booked and sent off in the Championship. He's kind of reined it in a little bit now because you see him, he goes, he's like, oh no, I can't get sent off again. But it's but I liked him as a player. And I think that he's improved Arsenal without a doubt. There does seem to be something missing, and it normally involves putting a ball in the net. So, all right, we'll see how it plays out. We drew at the Cottage. We got to go to the Emirates later this season. We don't normally do that well there, so we'll see how it goes. But Rob, final, and it's been a brilliant episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. But the last thing, and I ask all my guests, regardless of background, doesn't matter where you've come from. I asked Paul Parker this, the old Fulham and England and Man United player when he was on. What advice would he give to the next generation? I ask everyone this, but going back to the people that are coming through now, and it doesn't just mean school, college and university leavers. It could be people transitioning from the army, veterans. It could be people wanting to move sectors or try something different. From a sales director of a 45-year-old established business, what advice would you give to people looking to achieve something different or new with their career?
I think find something that you love and just give it 100%. And the key bit is find something that you love doing, that you believe in, that you're passionate about, and then giving it 100% is easy. But find that thing that you love.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, that's brilliant advice, and it's delivered from the heart. And I think from this episode, we've got to know the business Autosmart. We've touched on the diversity of customers. We've spoken about, what it would be like to maybe start that franchise journey and to actually take on a territory and take on the mobile showroom and start to really drive that through. But more importantly as well, we've got to know you as a person behind the brand, and there's so much passion for what you achieve. So thank you so much for being a part of the show. As I said, listeners, if you want to find out anything about Rob or Autosmart or put your name down for a callback, we can help make that happen as well. That is the end of this episode of the Foyne Jones Show. We don't have a podcast without our sponsors, so shout out to David Blitz and the team at ET Clay. Thank you so much for helping us put this season together. That's the end of the show. Rob, how about we get together when we're recording next, either in the studio in Brighton, or maybe we bring the podcast to a mobile showroom?
Yeah, that sounds good. We can get up to Gatwick, or we can get out on the road.
I think we could really do something to bring the opportunity to life. But thank you so much for listening. We will see you next time for the next series of the Foyne Jones Show. Thank you so much.